Well, Coach, again, we talked about before the ball game tonight how well Morris is playing. You really saw that in the first half here, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean they're a very talented team that can score at multiple spots, and they defend really well. I mean they've got really good athletes, they've got some length, and I think probably the most difficult or thing that they do really, really well is they move the basketball. And the ball moves from side to side. It goes in and out. It goes side to side. And so, they're difficult to guard. And we did a much better job in the second half of guarding them than in the first half.
Well, again, it's nothing new. Teams go after Ronnie Engelmeyer first, and you can see, again, Morris, they try to play as physical as they could. How does Melrose try to counter that?
Yeah, so you got to do it with cutting hard and with screening hard. And, we were, I think, just okay in those things today, but against a team like that, you've got to be really, really good. Like, every cut has to be good. Every screen you set has to be solid, or else they're just going to be able to, just stay in front of you. So that's probably the biggest thing is to be able to do that. And then as coaches, we got to do a better job to be able to, find different avenues and different ways to be able to get him the ball and other teams the ball, when we have an aggressive defense like this.
Well, I could see tonight that you instituted Brady Goyle, who's a 6'6" sophomore with some weight inside. What do you hope to expect out of him?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a really nice B-squad season. And he's averaging, 17, 18 points a game, something like that. So we just felt that, it would give us another option to be able to score on the inside a little bit and give us some size on the inside. So, we always want players to be able to, have that thirst that they can move up, and we never want anybody to think we have a set rotation anytime. We want guys to challenge each other and to be challenged, and so we just felt it might give us more options.
Well, again, looking again offensively for Melrose, when they play defense like that, as coaches, what do you try to do?
Yeah, I mean, you really just try to space the floor and cut hard, and then the ball's got to swing. And so tonight, I don't think we really took bad shots against them. And so we did not shoot the ball well from the three-point line, and you have to against a team like that because nothing comes easy. So as long as we're taking good shots, that's the biggest thing. And so that's where we you got to keep going. And, we were 3 of 17 from the three-point line tonight, which is well below our average. And so that, to beat a team like that, we're going to have to score from the three-point line.
I don't mean to put any player on the spot here, but can you identify any players that you're thinking that here's a guy, we got to get him going somehow?
Well, in each game, we want, obviously we want Connor Engelmeyer and Connor Anderson to go. And so, like tonight, Connor Anderson wasn't hitting his shots, but he's somebody that we want to continue to shoot. So to answer your question, in games like this, it's like, let's get Connor shots. Even if he's missed several before, let's try to get him shots and get him different opportunities to be able to do that because, those guys are natural scorers. And I would point to somebody like Braden Domeyer, too, who, when he comes in, he can score. And so to try to get those guys like that shots is important.
Do you feel sometimes the players who don't do a lot of shooting and a lot of scoring, are they kind of just waiting and just keeping an eye on Ronnie Engelmeyer and to get it to him?
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but I think our guys have a good sense of their role and what they can do and what they can't do. And I don't think, some of our quote-unquote role players, pass up easy shots or try to force things to the two Connors. I think they just play with what the defense gives them, and it just so happens tonight, Morris has 5 good defenders on the floor at all times, and so it makes it challenging.
Well, you could see, too, especially in that first half, just grabbing rebounds. That was an issue tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We ended up +4 on the boards, largely because we had a really good second half on the boards, and it was. And we were a step slow. I think our message at halftime is we were kind of back on our heels a little bit. And so I give the 5 guys that were in there at the end for the last 5 minutes a ton of credit because they were the aggressors. They were the ones that were taking it to them, and offensively and defensively. And so just sometimes that little mindset shift of, being the aggressor, being on your heels versus being on your toes, sometimes makes a difference.
Well, just knowing these athletes, though, too, even though the team has not picked up a win here in a while, but what is the attitude like with the guys?
Oh, they'll be fine. Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll come back. We got a strong senior crew and strong leadership. And, I think they're not an overly emotional crew. So sometimes you think that they're not into the game, but actually they're very, centric with their thoughts. And so, my guess is locker room, bus ride home, they're just going to be disappointed in themselves. I mean that's what it is. And so it's not about being sad or being mad or anything. I think they'll just be disappointed with the way they played and they're disappointed with their effort. So, as a coach, it's not you try to push the correct buttons. They're not always right. And so that's not something you have to point out to them. I mean, they're already disappointed. So it's on us to be able to try to figure out how to how to push the right buttons to get them back on track.
And, too, when you look at your schedule, there's not an easy break at all. You got Bold. They've got some guys that can really play. Certainly Annandale on Monday. It's not easy.
No, and that's, we knew that with our schedule this year for that. And so, which, again, we like that. We like to have kind of a high, trying to be at a high level, because if you don't play at a high level like tonight, you see what happens.
Just want to remind Melrose fans that explain what's going on Friday and also on Monday. Okay?
Yeah, on Friday when we play Bold, it's a boys-girls doubleheader. So our girls play, I believe it's Osakis at 5:45. Then the varsity, the varsity boys will play after that, 7:15ish or somewhere thereafter. And I think there's also some dance competitions that are going on that day as well. I'm not exactly sure on the schedule, but there's some dance. So there's something for everybody there. So it should be a fun night on Friday night. With that, and the following Monday at St. John's, we play at 4:45 before the Johnnies play.
Yeah, Annandale, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and for the Johnnies too, and Concordia, one ticket gets you in.
One ticket gets you into both, and so if you want to come to our game and stay after for a great game of Concordia versus St. John's and watch former Dutchman Rowan Nelson play, it'd be a fun night of basketball.
Yeah, how's it going for Rowan up there?
Yeah, he had a little hamstring issue that he was dealing with. I think he missed a couple games, and they moved him because they have some size. They moved him to the 3, so which just shows tremendous flexibility for him, and they're right in the thick of it, in the middle of the MIAC pack, and so it'll be a fun game on Monday.
When I watch him too, I don't know if he's, his standout move is shooting the 3, but he's been doing that now, though.
Yeah, I looked at his stats the other day. I think he's around 40%, if not higher, from three-point range, and he always was a good three-point shooter. We never really asked him to do that a ton, just because he played center for us and he did a lot of other things, and we had other guys that could shoot. But he's just got a ton of confidence, and I've been so proud of his game, and evidently from his head coach, his perimeter defense has really stepped up in the last couple years, and so he's just a tremendous athlete.
And what year is he now?
Yeah, he's a junior, and so it's kind of crazy that he's already coming up with 3 years of eligibility being done, and from where he went in to where they're at now, it says a lot about Concordia.
Wow, excellent. All right, thanks for the visit.
All right.
We'll see you on Friday, okay? That's Coach Dusha talking about the team and the schedule here ahead. And again, tonight, the Morris boys winning at home. The final score, 61-52. Let me go through the scoring here. I'll go with Morris quickly. They had, in double figures, Riley Asmus with 16. Drew Hebner had 11. Owen Anderson hit a 3. Ethan Kaler ended up with 9. And Charlie Hansen, 5. Alex Asmus had a basket. And Jack Kehoe had 7 points tonight for Morris. Now for the Melrose scoring, Ronnie Engelmeyer with 14. Weston Mindorf scored 8. Connor Anderson had 6. Isaac Rosenberger 5. Braden Domeyer had 7. Eddie Wenker had a basket. Brandon Reverine had 4 there at the end. And also Jackson Sanger, he made that 3-point shot. And Brady Goyle had 3 free throws for 3. So again, Friday night, I will broadcast the Melrose boys as they will play Bold at about 7:15 here on Bob FM. And again, those finals for the girls, Morris over Melrose, 65-33. And the Sauk Center girls win at home over West Central, 55-54. Next up on Bob FM, Thursday, the Sauk Center girls play at Minnewaska. So that's it for tonight. This has been Mark Noblo with you. Good night from Morris on Bob FM. Just to mention, too, on Big Minnesota Sports, I will also broadcast the Melrose girls game on Friday night as well. All right. Once I do the upload, you can go back and watch it if you want, the JV game and the varsity game, too. And I'll do that here in just a second. First of all, though, we have our player of the game, and it's presented by Schiff's Grill at the Melrose Bowl. Also presented by Stony Creek Dairy with some chocolate milk and a free movie pass to the Main Street Theater in Sauk Center. You know who hasn't had it, I don't think? Weston Middendorf. He had a good ball game tonight. You know, a player like Drew Hebner, he's tough inside, but Weston Middendorf had 8 points tonight. And that's good. He always tries really hard. He's a 6'2 senior, so Weston Middendorf will be the player of the game here. Again, presented by Schiff's Grill at the Melrose Bowl, Stony Creek Dairy, and also the Main Street Theater. Okay, I'm not sure if, what's the weather like outside? I hope I can make it home. Well, first of all, I hope the team is okay on the bus. Hopefully I don't have to bail out, get a hotel. If I have to get the hotel, by the way, I won't have any highlights for you, but you can go back and watch the game again. As I just said, go back to live broadcast. All right, got to go. See ya.